So, I guess I'm going down this rabbit hole on the the spiritual things, the unseen things that when I look back on it and the stories I'm saying when I was going through these experiences, I was logical. I never said any of the stuff I saw. I never gave it a chance of even being real. Like I had been. I believe they're still on my son's Instagram. All these images. I have a severed head over top of a fence. I have all these different weird looking beings. I have this pterodactyl looking creature in the woods. And I'm running around trying to find projectors. Okay, so when this all happened, let's get to the story of that. But looking back now, and the way the police response was, and the way, and after I've had my experiences of late, I'm pretty sure they weren't fake. I think they were demonic. I was walking down the road today and I was looking at all the different places and I was like, this definitely was some kind of it. And on that night in particularly, I showed my cousin Brent, and he got pissed, thought it was people in costumes. He gets in his truck, he starts getting in, and he I get a gun, he gets a gun. And then we got spotlights. We're looking all in the woods. And then, because we thought it was, what I had thought was it was neighbors harassing me, because I had neighbors harassing me, rich neighbors. And they're also involved in like the swinging lifestyle. They wife share and they do it. And I think they wanted me to be involved. And I said, fuck. I said, I'm not doing that disgusting shit with your wife. I'm not doing any of that shit. And I put them on blast, and I told everybody. I said, man, that freaking swingers. The swinging party, baby. I didn't want nothing to do with it. So, it's kind of funny in how I was handling the whole situation. I had put up some Arlo security cameras. I spent a good amount of money on them, and they had night vision, and they would save off of motion, and I'd set them up and I'd angled them all over the place, and I got a few people a few times running through, like pulling pranks on me in the middle of the night. And I was calling police. I was telling them, look, there's these freaking weirdos that want to screw me or something, you know. And they kept saying I was nothing more than paranoid. Now, I might have been using drugs and stuff like that, but I'm not putting that far out, but I had footage of it. But at the time, when I saw all these images, see, I wasn't seeing them clearly with my eyes, and I've already got kind of bad eyesight. But when I would turn my phone on, and I downloaded an app that laminated and animated and highlighted things that, you know, that infrared would pick up. And I would use an infrared light, a red light, and I'd put it in. It would illuminate it for the naked eye not to see. Let's see. The first image I saw was there's a picket fence, and above it, it was about 9 foot in the air, and it was a severed head, like that, and it was severed. And it was nothing around, and I said, what the fuck? And then I go over there, and I'm like, there's nothing here. I never once said that this is real. You know, I never said that this is real what I'm seeing. And then you get a little bit more paranoid. You think it's people screwing around. I thought it was, I said, how the fuck did I see that? Then I would see something, and motion kept letting the camera go off. And the floodlights would go on. And it would pick up images that were like shadowy figures. And then I'd pull my phone up, take a video, and I'd see something like this, going like this, beside the barn door of it, like this. And it had like, it's just like a disgusting looking face, like it was inbred, like a inbred redneck or something. So then, the weirdest one was seeing what looked like a pterodactyl, but it was white, and it looked like it possibly could have been the Ku Klux Klan. So I'm in the woods, and I've got the camera, and I'm fucking screaming at these. I'm calling these stupid pieces of shit. Like, get the fuck out of my woods with this shit. Like, I'm thinking, you know, I'm saying, I'm screaming at everybody's turning lights on. It's like 4 a.m. I'm like, it's the fucking Klan. And I saw it levitating, and I saw it. So I go up to it, and I throw the camera down. I go up to it, because I'm blind, and I said, I'm going to fuck you up. And I threw the camera down and ran into the patch of the woods, get briars on me. I didn't care. I was so pissed off. And I get up to it, and I start swinging, and it's nothing there. So I'm like, I calm down. I'm like in a feral state, like an animal. And I'm like, where the fuck did you go? Come out, wherever you are. And I'm running through the woods looking for shit. I don't find nothing. I get out, I'm cut up. I go through briars, and I realized when I got to that, I said, man, nobody probably could have even got there without getting shredded up like I just did. I mean, I had thorns all in me, not because I just pleared through it. I was pissed. I was going to fuck them up. I didn't know. I mean, I thought it was some kind of weird shit. So then I get a little crazy, because I'm an atheist. I'm not the possibility of any of the things I'm seeing are not possible. I'm not seeing them. What in my mind, I go to Scooby-Doo. I'm trying to solve the mystery. I'm like, they got projectors like on Scooby-Doo, you know. It's fucking vanilla, the vanilla ghost and the strawberry ghost and the chocolate ghost. They're all running around, and I've found them. I'm trying to make light of this, but it wasn't a scare. Look, I'm not scared very easily, so I wasn't intimidated. I was pissed off, because I thought, I was like, why y'all, you think you're gonna make me afraid? You don't know crazy. I don't fear. I do not fear nothing. So I was running through it, you know, I'm trying to figure this out, and then I realized, I don't know what this meant, but I realized there was some kind of particles and like flour or baby powder or something all around these the leftover surrounding areas that I saw them on the camera. There was debris, there was a white shadowy thing, and it left like 2 eye holes, and well, maybe I kind of tried to paint it. It's that I seen it, but like it was kind of like a warped Punisher skull. surrounding on all the areas. What I summed it up, I was like, that must be something that a projector or something illuminating it is looking at the screen of it, right? And it's dissipating the light off it. But you see, I ended up calling the police, try to show them, and they seen it too, They said there's nothing they can do. One officer said, look, one officer was superstitious, and he was like, this is probably the ghost of the 895, which was a bridge, and there is a slave burial ground off Route 5 as well, where they believe that when they made 895 the highway, they pissed off the sacred Indians, which I don't particularly subscribe to that. I don't. I think these beings, and I think that's what I saw. I don't think anybody's got high. I don't think there's projectors that can do, but that they weren't moving, except the pterodactyl. And I say that because it had it had a real scary face, and it had like a horn up top, like a pterodactyl does, and its face was pulled out like that, like the snout was down, and it had like a cloak, like Spawn, where it had like, so that's why I say it kind of looked like a pterodactyl with its wings closed up like this, and I tell you, I seen this stuff. The police wasn't doing shit, but at the same time, I was getting stalked by perverted men, and then I'd gotten restraining orders put on me by the people's wives that are involved in these swinging lifestyle. They're 100%, they swing and stuff, and they got pissed off because I got tired of them following me all over town, and it was always this rich people with expensive vehicle, stuff that just screams, I'm an asshole, man. I love Matchbox trucks when I was a kid, man. I got a small dick, man. Too fast, too furious, man. You know what I mean? So I would go to them, and then they would call, and how it always is, they claim they're scared. Well, they're the ones causing it. So that's the biggest thing that I saw when I was an atheist, was a day in 2023 in October where I was it was October, where I saw a car. I was running into these people again, and they all knew each other. You could tell, and they all were playing me and they were gaslighting me, trying to pretend like everything I was saying was not anything logical to listen to. And I wasn't saying it, listen, I wasn't going around saying this were spiritual beings. I was saying I was using things, I was saying it was like Scooby-Doo, basically. I just gotta solve this mystery. And a lot of times, yes, I was drunk, or I was on some kind of drug. But it was nothing that nobody couldn't look at the footage themselves and discern that it was on there. That, I wasn't making up the severed head just right over this fence. I wasn't making up the figure going like this beside the door, and their faces were just, I wasn't making up I say, because it was pale, that it was something of the Ku Klux. Because, you know, it looked like something in a sheet. But I wasn't getting scared. You know, I wasn't like, I was trying to fight it. But like I said, when I got to it, you know, because I just threw the camera. I was like, fuck this. And I threw the camera, like I said, I threw the camera. I jolted in the woods. They hit me, the briars hit me, and I just walked through it like I'm Jason Voorhees. And I was swinging at where I knew I put my head and my finger at where it was on the top of the hill. And it was nothing there. Then I, like I said, and then I said, come out, wherever you are. I was trying to fucking scare the fuck out of whoever that was in the woods. I thought they were hiding. And I said, I'm gonna huff, I'm gonna puff, and I'm gonna blow your house down. I was swinging this stuff, was looking under shit. Nothing was there. All I ended up doing was getting shredded up, and then I realized that that spot was so infested with so many different briars, and thorns. Nobody else pushed through that like I did. But I saw the car when it was coming at me that day in 23, and I saw it go in the air. I saw it with my poor vision, but I know I saw the car go up in the air because I saw the headlights go up. And like it ran up and just hit something, but it just went. And then she went into the ditch. All the airbags were done. The car was shattered. That's what was fucking me up. I've told this story before, and I couldn't hold it together. I started crying and tearing up. I went up to the car, and the woman came out. I was going through dealing with these people. She had blood coming out, and she was like, what are you doing? Like patronizing me. No one calls the police. It's 3:30. This was on Monahan Road. All the lights were out. The street lights were out. The porch lights were out. It was pitch black. She's patronizing me, and I go up to the car. I see things, and I see bodies in it. I look at her, but she's on the phone with her friend. And I'm like, oh, you okay? What happened? And she said, don't go in the car. And I backed away, and she said, hang on. There's somebody, and I'm talking, and the other girl on the phone starts patronizing. She's like, whoever that is, first tell him to shut the fuck up. Guy, he just talks too much. He just talks too much, don't he? To patronize me after doing this. She's laughing and grinning in my face about this. I'm looking, and I'm almost certain there's bodies in this car dead. I played it off like a G, and I was like, these people are fucking crazy, really crazy. So I said, I can call the police if you'd like, but it seems like you're talking to your friends, so it seems like you can do that yourself. I'm glad you're not hurt. I need to get home, though. And she said, you just gonna leave me? I said, yeah. Have a good one. Then she's screaming. I'm walking, and it was one of the spookiest. That was one of the most disturbing things I ever had seen in my life. And I'm glad that that the window was crumbled around it, that I could only see the outside of what I can imagine was a family. I don't feel like she was even. I feel like I don't know. But I had to walk. I was walking. I just had a bad day running into these people, starting fights with people all over the bad areas where they're pushing me in competition with everybody. So as I'm walking, I'm like, where the fuck are the police? Finally, her friend comes. They come, and she's recording me, laughing at me. while I'm walking back, and I look at them like, and I told them, I'm not afraid to put my hands on a woman, as she was recording, and they drove away. They didn't, no police came. I told them that because they were trying to punk me. They were trying to put fear in me, is what it was. They were letting me know, what just happened, and in a way they were insinuating, you're gonna get the blame for this. So I kept walking, and I looked at all the streetlights. I'm familiar with that road, and I'm looking at all these, and I'm like, how in the fuck is nobody? Woke up, there's a car crumbled in the ditch there. Her friend came. There's no the street lights. Why are they out? Why are all these? Okay, it's one thing. It's 3:30, but no house. It's pitch black, and I'm getting punked by. So when I say I've seen this spiritual stuff, man, the reason I believe it is because when I came back to Christianity, I came back with an education in this stuff already, because I didn't really plant the seeds in good soil, so my faith didn't really last. So the minute me and Jennifer had split up, and I was like, I don't want nothing to do with God. I don't need any of this, and I became a very logical man. I tried to reason with everything based off logic, but that night that I saw that accident, I knew that it was dark. That was something deranged, and it beat the laws of what physics is. What I saw in the natural, order of things in nature. Like I said, I've told these stories before this. Y'all might remember. Well, I couldn't hold it together, and I was kind of crying a lot. When I got my faith back, it restored a lot of my fear, and it restored my strength a lot. I don't have a problem facing this stuff anymore, because it didn't scare me. It disturbed me, though. It definitely shook me up. Like I said, I don't know if there was bodies in there, but I'd like to say that's what I saw. I like to say I saw somebody in the driver's side seat as well, and she had blood coming out of her eyeball, like this, in her nose, and one here, and it looked like a chunk of her weave or something got pulled off, and it scratched it looked like a burn from the motor, and the car and the motor was smoking. It was, well, it wasn't, I don't know what it was. It was, but it was radiator. It was the radiator hitting the headers of the exhaust, and I guess oil got on it too, and it was smoking. It didn't blow up to what I'm not understanding, because like I said, I left. I don't know what happened. I didn't want to be labeled from this crazy person a snitch either. If it's her word, I'm not calling it because she's drunk. I'm not snitching. She can't kill nobody anymore. And I'm saying I'm going with, man, I don't know what I saw, but what I saw just doesn't make sense, and it doesn't add up with why someone's demeanor is like this. And that's how you judge threats: the time around it, the environment in the time, and the distance in the time, and the environment, and the distance in there, and the demeanor of them all together. Time, environment, distance, and demeanor. Ted, that's how the government determines whether or not someone is a terrorist or not. or a threat, or a domestic homegrown is the time, the environment, the distance, and the demeanor. All of that was not adding up with that woman that night. And it brings me, and I I haven't had any of those problems in a while, but I have certain neighbors. The minute I walk out, at any time, all night, I walk out, they turn their light on out in their house, and come out, and they let me know they're always watching. And these are things, I guess you can say, this is things a paranoid schizophrenic would say. I'd say, I'm not saying them like that. I'm not saying they're not this and that and that. I'm saying this is the things that happened after I had my experience with what I experienced heavenly. I'm telling you, that's what is making me push over to these stories. And who knows, maybe somebody will find this interesting. Maybe you've had stories like this. I don't see. The Bible tells you these things. Okay, they'll tell you. Look, so when you hear about ghosts and you hear about all these different things, you need to be judgmental of them and realize, okay, what does Satan do? He disguises himself as what? It says he disguises himself as an angel of light. That means he can change forms. These people can change. They can change. They can appear as all these different things as a disguise that's on your own understanding. So you'll say, oh, these are ghosts. Oh, this is my grandma. She came and she was, she was telling me, she cared about me, and they'll disguise themselves as, or even things like UFOs, which I've been told that from God. It's deception at its highest. It's I'm sure other people have had experience like this. I'm trying to think of it. Oh, and my son's seen them too. We've seen things move, chairs moved. A lot of it was people that, like I said, whenever I called that group of people out that are into the swinging lifestyle, that's when all the stalking in town started. It's another reason why when I heard and saw Jennifer all not messed up, I saw her displaying the way I was because we weren't talking to each other for a while. So, and she was particularly blaming me, saying I'm running around stalking her. And I'm like, look, I think she knows by now. I became one because I was like, if that's what you want. Because I realized when I saw her, I said, that's the same shit and the same people I've been running into. And whenever I got in trouble, when I scared Zach and he called the police on me and I got in all that trouble, I ran into the hands of all these bad people that were indeed narcissists. And I'm still in their system. And that's the system that, and they blamed her and said she did something with CPS, which, no, I know she didn't. And even if it was something like she freaking fell asleep and the kid, freaking did what kids do, that would be all it is, and no need to call CPS. She is a good mother. She is. But like I said, when I scared him, and he called the police, said he was scared, I ran into all these people. And I started piecing everything together. It's when I came to the light and I came to Jesus again and got the Holy Spirit that I saw all the stuff as demonic and people led by it. Don't ever don't dare think that there ain't stuff like this going on out there. Because there is. There's dark shit going on. I know it's a little hard for you to understand, but maybe it's not. I don't know. There's Diddy now. You don't think they're doing rituals? You don't think they're doing some bad? You hear the stuff they're doing, and it's in the Bible. What does it say? When it talks about spiritual things and the way God works, is that He shames things that the world sees as what the world sees as weak or nothing, to shame what they say is strong. And it says it's operated by people that push strong people that are weak people, dark people that are never really noble birth, and they're never good men. That is all the celebrity is now. It's wrapped around who's done what bad things to more kids. It's always like that. Look at it. It's they're all involved in it. All of them. That's how Hollywood works. And to say that, it's any of the stuff I'm saying is made up, it's very weak-minded. Because I'm not trying to feed in on superstitious people. I'm not trying to make people scared, or I'm not trying to. Hopefully you find some entertainment value out of this. I've been put into mental institutions multiple times by family members who were claiming that, and I never said any of these statements about things I saw. I never said those things. I kept them quiet. I was put in there because they would play into their game. I'm scared, he's not sleeping, he's not eating. Making up things. And then the worst one was the claim that I had kicked in the door and I tried to murder my kid and my mom at knife point. She said that she wrote it on a note, and I ended up sharing that. That's for the world to see. You know what they told me in court? There was no note. She never said that. That's what the police had seen. I got out. I went to her cabinet. I don't know. I've showed it numerous times. It's on that envelope from her writing herself, making up a bunch of claims that she saw. She witnessed these things. She was going through town saying nothing was happening, yet the bus was getting turned on. Yet cameras were being shot out with BB guns. All kinds of different things. I was getting gaslighted from my own. And I'd hit another brick wall, and I'm just like, I don't know. That'll be another video. I've been kind of sick with the flu. Whatever you do, wash your hands. It's not pleasant. I haven't ever been that sick that I was 2 days ago. That fever. Y'all have a good one. Grace and peace.